All right, you ready for a little financial, what do we call
it?
Wisdom.
Education.
Education, financial IQ, all those things. We got an unstable economy, high interest rates, inflation. Americans are worried about their money, and they've got financial stress. Keeps you up at night.
That's right. Financial instructor Michael Masserant from the Retirement Education Foundation here to explain how we can overcome our most common financial stressors. So what is the most common financial stressor?
So far this year, it's been a lot of the headlines in the stock market. It's no surprise that, in April, we went through a really tumultuous, 15, 16 days there, where the market fell almost 20% in about a week and a half. That's, even for, volatile times, that's unprecedented. Now, we've bounced back and recovered, but it kind of gave people a warning shot of, oh, wow, there's a lot of volatility happening this year.
And I think, Michael, the problem with that situation was that we were humming along real good, and that was all self-imposed by political policy.
For sure. And that's kind of...
that's why we're like, whoa, it caught us off guard.
Well, that's the nature of the quick decline and the quick recovery was tariff headlines were announced, tariffs were rolled back, so quick drop, quick recovery.
Right.
But it kind of helps people to wake up and realize, wait a minute, do I have too much risk? Am I aligned with what my goals are? And helps them zoom out a little bit, which thankfully we got a quick bounce back.
How do you dig out of that? And we talk about, obviously, debt is something that we continue to talk about, and you can't talk about it enough because of how devastating it can be to you and your retirement.
For sure. And so debt and saving for retirement, they kind of go hand in hand because it just gets back to how are you using your income? Are you spending too much of it? Are you saving enough of it? How are you using the income coming in every single week from your paycheck, or every 2 weeks? And for a lot of people, it is they're spending too much. They're not saving enough. And sometimes the answer is, okay, we can cut back on the Starbucks or cut back on the vacation or whatever, cut back on the DoorDash, whatever it is. But for some people, you just got to increase the income. If you can't make ends meet with what you're currently bringing in, find a way to increase your income. Get new certifications. Take on more responsibility at work. Try to figure out a way to increase the income so that you can afford the lifestyle that you want.
Michael, when we talk about debt, and I know credit card debt is probably the biggest issue, or what would you say? What is the biggest form of debt that people are walking around
for a lot of people, it's credit card debt. We have it's $1.1 trillion of credit card debt in the country. The average credit card interest rate is 16, 17%. Once you slip down that slope, it's really hard to climb back because you're not just paying the debt back. You're paying the debt and the interest every single month. It's hard to climb back out. And that's why for a lot of people, just understanding, okay, what are the goals? If you sit down and talk to yourself and say, okay, I'm currently in credit card debt. This is causing me stress. Great, you identified it. What are we going to do about it? Give yourself a timeline. In the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, pick something reasonable that can be achieved. How am I going to make changes in my life to climb out of this debt or to increase my savings? Once you start making tangible improvements towards the outcomes, you'll feel a lot better because you know that you're making progress.
Yeah, you can't bury your head in the sand.
You can't. You really can't.
You can't just keep using your credit cards.
And for a lot of people, it requires some personal tough love and to look yourself
Changing
in the mirror.
Your lifestyle.
Yes, and we were talking earlier. People who wake up 10 years from retirement and maybe they haven't done a great job so far. It's going to take a pretty serious course correction to get you back on track. And you got to have an honest conversation with yourself. How am I going to get this done?
And we talk about that 10 years from retirement. What is retirement? And I know that age is different for every single individual out there, but should we start thinking about a retirement age change in our own mind? Like 60, 62, 65. You're a young person, I feel like, at that. Maybe because I'm closer to that. but I feel like that is so young these days. I don't know.
So it is true that as people are living longer, it's a different conversation around longevity risk and financial planning to understand, okay, well, if people are passing away in their late 70s, that's a shorter retirement to plan for than if you're living until your early 90s.
Right.
So those are all things to plan for. But I'm biased. I want people to get retired as soon as they can to go enjoy their golden years.
No doubt. Financial freedom, that's what it's all about, right?
For sure.
Yeah. But that financial freedom comes with a lot of willpower and
discipline.
Discipline and education will carry people really far in retirement.
Yes.
It really will.
Amen
Very
to that.
good.
For more great wisdom and education, refedu.org. You can find Michael and a great team there. Thanks so much, buddy.
Of course.